You're tuned in with On the Grind, Political Decode. You're on the grind with Political Decode. Let's check out the content Shannon Sharpe that Shannon Sharpe is accused of.
Set against me. What's going on is Anton from
What's up, man?
AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Last night, the first thing that I seen on my phone as soon as I stepped off the plane as I was heading back from Atlanta to Detroit, and the thing that everybody was texting me about was, am I going to cover on After Hours or pose on the show the fact that ESPN and Shannon Sharpe are basically taking a hiatus? And I say a hiatus, and I'll deep dive into that shortly. I say a hiatus because it is being reported, and this is courtesy of NBC News, but it's on every single site, that Shannon Sharpe is stepping aside from ESPN in the wake of sexual assault. He says, I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false allegations set against me. And he actually posted it on X, formerly known as Twitter. So he posted the official statement. It says, football great Shannon Sharpe said Thursday that he'll step aside temporarily from his duties in the wake of a $50 million lawsuit accusing him of rape. Now, before we dig into that part, I also was looking at other reports, courtesy of the Daily Mail and other different platforms, that basically says that he offered her, and this is according to his attorney. It says Denver Broncos great and popular podcaster has denied allegations, although his attorney, Lanny Davis, concedes that Sharpe previously made a settlement offer of at least $10 million. Now, to bring you guys up to speed, Tony Busby is the same, and Shannon Sharpe spoke on this. Tony Busby is the same lawyer that basically is being labeled as an ambulance chaser, except for major stars and social media platforms, right? Because he went after Jay-Z with the false accusation of the young girl that said that she had got done something to her, when in reality, Jay-Z had never met her in his entire life. And more importantly, it was proven that she was never even in the same room as him. And so when these accusations first came out, my instinct was to, go with innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Look, I think every woman deserves due process, but when we find out these things are 10, 20, 30 years, it's like, it's, you're the bad guy if you say it's a money grab. How dare you? But that kind of talk is a defense for women who do that. You know what I mean? So we got to understand these built-in defenses. You know, they're feel free, speak your mind. People run and hide. No, don't run and hide from what the truth is.
Now, that has nothing to do with morality clauses, which we talked about last night. That has nothing to do with perception. And clearly the goal of this woman and the lawyer is to make sure that they kill his reputation in a court of public opinion, which obviously is going to affect his bag and his ability to be able to secure this new deal. And mysteriously, this also came out a couple days after it was reported that Shannon Sharpe was nearing in on a $100 million deal. Let's go.
The only thing I would say that Antoine has wrong about this, I'll just push back a little bit, is that she's not trying to stop his bag. She's trying to get his bag, you know? And I would argue that if she was even a little smarter, she would have waited a couple months so that his bag was bigger. You know what I mean? But I hear what you putting down. I'm picking up what you putting down, Antoine.
Go into this article really quickly. 50 million, and 50 million is just a crazy number. I don't know if it's just inflation, even inflation on lawsuits, but $50 million in a lawsuit on a false accusation is wild from a consensual relationship. Says that he needs time away to fight the allegations that he called false and disruptive. At this juncture, I'm electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. The first NFL exhibition game is set for July 34th or 31st, with the regular season likely to kick off on Thursday, September 4th. Says Sharpe hopes to be back behind the mic by then. He said he'll be devoting his time to his family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. And
Real quick, do you guys think he chose to settle for the 10 million because his contract was with ESPN was a lot more. So it's like, hey, let's get this out the way. 10 million. Because we're dealing with 40, 50 million over here, and it's, uh, it appears that she declined. So is she seeing the same thing? Maybe her eyes is on the prize too.
And I think that the play, which is smart, from Disney, who owns ESPN, is to preserve the relationship that they got with Shannon Sharpe because make no mistake about it, he is one of the, if not the biggest voice on sports, media, all of that right now. He just is. Doesn't matter about how people feel about him. Doesn't matter whether you agree with him. Doesn't matter the type of enemies that he has. And for whatever reason, he's made a lot of enemies from Candace Owens, which is warranted because she now, even though she's been objective enough to say, you know what, I don't think that obviously it's a shakedown, he still has some negative stuff to say about her in order to try to gain the favor of Amanda Seales when he had Amanda Seales on his show, right? So Candace justifiably has a bone to pick with Shannon Sharpe. And then in addition to that, you can also add in a bunch of other people, which includes Jason Whitlock and different people that he's beefed with. Some started it with him otherwise kind of just doing his thing. And Shannon Sharpe, ever since the Cat Williams interview blew him up, has been the target of a lot of different people. And I think that some of it is jealousy, some of it is just justified beef.